We all have habits we'd like to change. Change can feel daunting, but what if the power to transform lies within your own brain? This is the incredible potential of state-dependent learning and neuroplasticity. These concepts reveal how our brains adapt and evolve, offering a roadmap to real, lasting change in our behaviors and lives. We'll explore these concepts in detail, understanding their significance and how they hold the key to unlocking personal growth. Let's delve into the fascinating world of state-dependent learning. We remember things best when we're in the same emotional or physical state as when we first learned them. Imagine learning a new language. If you practice while feeling happy and relaxed, you're more likely to recall words and phrases when you're in a similar positive mood. Conversely, if you try to learn while stressed or anxious, those negative emotions become intertwined with the learning process. The emotional state acts as a cue, influencing what we remember and how easily we retrieve it. This highlights the crucial connection between our internal state and our ability to access and apply what we've learned. State-dependent learning isn't limited to just emotions. Our physical environment and physiological state also play a role. Imagine studying for an exam in a quiet room. The stillness and lack of distractions become part of the learning context. If you take the exam in a noisier environment, the information may be less accessible. If you want to increase your chances of remembering something important, try to replicate the conditions in which you learned it. By recognizing the power of context, we can optimize our learning and retrieval processes. Now let's shift our focus to how state-dependent learning applies to personal growth. Imagine trying to develop a new habit like responding to stress with calmness instead of overwhelm. You practice deep breathing exercises in a quiet, peaceful setting. However, when a stressful situation arises in the real world, those relaxation techniques seem to vanish. To create lasting change, we need to practice new skills and behaviors in the very states we're trying to change. Bridging the gap from calm practice to activated application is crucial. State-dependent learning isn't just a fascinating quirk of the brain, it's a fundamental principle that can make or break our efforts to change. Many of us try to build positive habits, mindfulness, self-compassion, emotional regulation, in moments of peace and quiet. But here's the catch. Life rarely unfolds solely in those calm, controlled environments. Real change requires us to bridge the gap between our tranquil practice sessions and the messy, unpredictable reality where those skills are truly put to the test. Why is practicing in an activated state so crucial? The answer lies in the intricate workings of our brains and bodies. When we experience stress, our nervous system releases hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, triggering physiological changes. This fight-or-flight response can make it harder to access rational thinking and emotional regulation. By intentionally activating our stress response in a controlled environment, we can teach our brains to stay calm under pressure. How do we put this knowledge into action? It starts with recognizing that discomfort is not the enemy. It's the catalyst for growth. Avoiding situations that trigger us only reinforces patterns of fear and reactivity. By leaning into discomfort in a safe way, we create conditions for lasting transformation. Imagine you're working on self-compassion but tend to be overly self-critical. Instead of practicing self-compassion meditations in peace, bring to mind a recent mistake while engaging in those practices. Or if managing social anxiety, visualize yourself in social situations. Gradually expose yourself to triggers while practicing the skills you want to develop. At the heart of lasting change lies neuroplasticity, the brain's extraordinary ability to reorganize itself. Our brains are constantly evolving, adapting to our experiences, thoughts, and actions throughout our lives. Imagine a bustling city with interconnected roads representing neural pathways. Every time we learn something new, it's like driving down one of these roads, strengthening the pathway. Neuroplasticity means our brains are dynamic, ever-changing landscapes. With conscious effort and the right tools, we can guide our brains towards greater resilience and personal growth. Neuroplasticity requires specific conditions to spark its transformative potential. One crucial element is activation, engaging the brain in a way that signals the need for change. To rewire our brains for positive change, we need to activate the neural circuits that govern the behaviors, thoughts, or emotions we want to transform. This often involves stepping outside our comfort zones and confronting situations that trigger us. Our brains learn best through experiences that evoke strong emotional responses. It's about finding the right balance, challenging ourselves just enough to ignite neuroplasticity without becoming overwhelmed. Activation sets the stage for change, but consistent practice sculpts new neural connections. Every time we practice a new skill, we strengthen the corresponding neural pathways. Think of it like walking through a forest. Initially, there's no clear path, but with each step, we create a more defined trail. The key to effective practice lies in consistency and repetition, integrating new skills into our daily lives. With each conscious step, you're sculpting a more resilient, empowered version of yourself. Imagine you're learning a new dance. You'd begin with the basics, practicing fundamental movements in a safe environment. Similarly, when rewiring our brains for positive change, building a solid foundation is essential. This initial phase focuses on learning and practicing new skills in a calm, relaxed state. Consistency is key. Dedicate time each day to nurturing these new skills. Once we've established a solid foundation, it's time to gradually introduce discomfort. This involves finding the edge of our comfort zones and gently nudging ourselves beyond those boundaries. Exposure involves intentionally bringing to mind situations, thoughts, or feelings that typically trigger us. Stay present with the discomfort, using mindfulness techniques to anchor yourself in the moment. Enter the activation zone where we challenge ourselves to trigger neuroplasticity. Activate stress responses while practicing new coping mechanisms. Teach your brain to respond differently to triggers. Test skills in real-world scenarios. Approach challenges with curiosity and self-compassion. The more we practice, the more resilient we become. Mindfulness apps that only offer positive affirmations and soothing sounds may provide short-term relief, but they fall short in creating lasting change. They often provide temporary calm without addressing deeper issues. True transformation requires skills and resilience to navigate life's storms. Traditional mindfulness apps focus on relaxation and stress reduction, but profound change requires activation and rewiring. We need tools that go beyond relaxation. Neuroplasticity shows the brain can reorganize itself. Change happens when we activate specific neural circuits. This involves stepping outside our comfort zones. Most mindfulness apps lack this activation. They provide a safe space but lack tools for growth. It's like practicing piano without live performance. We need tools combining mindfulness with activation to rewire our brains for resilience and growth. Neuroimmerse offers a revolutionary approach to personal growth, rooted in neuroplasticity and state-dependent learning. It equips you to rewire your brain for lasting change, enhancing resilience, clarity, and emotional well-being. Neuroimmerse exercises bridge the gap between knowing and doing, transforming your relationship with discomfort. Embrace proactive growth and unlock your full potential with Neuroimmerse. Neuroimmerse exercises guide you through learn, activate, soothe. Harnessing neuroplasticity, it embeds new patterns of thinking and responding. We start with learning a new skill, such as self-compassion, diffusion, relaxation, emotion regulation, breathwork, or cognitive strategies. Gain understanding and cultivate self-awareness. Next, activate. Confront triggers through guided visualizations. Activate neural circuits for lasting change. Finally, soothe. Apply the learned skills to rewire your brain. The Neuroimmerse method transforms your relationship with discomfort, equipping you to navigate life's challenges with equanimity and resilience. Through controlled challenges and new coping mechanisms, you'll respond to stress calmly and intentionally. Neuroimmerse brain fitness helps break limiting beliefs, regulate the nervous system, and cultivate healthier relationships. Lasting change rarely unfolds in our comfort zones. True transformation occurs when we engage with discomfort. Moments of challenge activate our brains for growth, allowing us to rewire old patterns. Like strength training, resistance and challenge force adaptation and growth. Leaning into discomfort strengthens resilience and cultivates lasting change. Discomfort is an inherent part of the growth process. Neuroimmerse brain exercises offer a path to lasting change by helping you embrace discomfort, learn from it, and transform your relationship with it. Unlock your potential and create a life of purpose and joy with Neuroimmerse.